What's up, y'all, and welcome to 22 Stories Up. Usually we do Bible study with the Bible stories, but we're using stories from outside the Bible. This is something new that I'm doing because everybody's had at least one moment where they felt stuck, or they felt like they took the wrong turn somewhere, or they wish they knew more about the situation they're currently going through, or even different ways of how to get out of the situation they're currently going through. So this is that. Every week for 22 weeks, we're using somebody else's story from a distance. So we can actually have a leg up and not have to stumble so much in our own stories. Because you never actually got to see the light at the end of the tunnel if you never get stuck in said tunnel in the first place. And we starting off with Erika Alexander because Erika taught what I believe to be the very first step to anything: commitment. Because if you ain't truly committed to something, trust and believe it ain't gonna work out. So we about to walk, run, and or crawl up the 7 steps of a story. And there's at least 8 different people running this podcast, and they are all me, baby. So let's just get into her first step. Her first step, in my opinion, was when she got into that acting program. She was 14 and she ain't really grow much. So every year they could only really afford to send one kid to an extracurricular. So they had a little rotation going, and this year it was her turn. So her mama got to thinking, and she thought about this play that Erika did in the 4th grade. And Erika apparently did so good in this play that her mama was like, yeah, I'm gonna send her to this acting program. So she put her in a 6-week acting program, and Erika said, I'm gonna give it everything I got. And that she did. And in the 5th week, tell me why this big company came to do auditions for their new movie, and the acting coach made all the girls audition. And guess who got her first movie deal? Miss Commitment herself. So you see what I mean when I say it's really the commitment? Even though it probably wasn't her first choice or her second choice, or even if it wasn't even her choice at all, she decided she was gonna commit to the process regardless. And that one thing ended up changing her entire life. But then we get to her second step, where she showed the same level of commitment, but just on another level. Her next step was getting on the Cosby Show, and right now, this is her dream. Cause it's not only one of the biggest shows out on TV right now, it's black girl friendly. So of course, she needed it. So she went to audition. The first time, she didn't get it. The second time, she also didn't get it. But the third time, honestly, she didn't really get it any other times. But just stick with me, she getting there. So while she was auditioning, she was doing a play on Broadway. But guess who's in the play? I'm gonna let you guess. I'm gonna let you guess. You won't. It was Bill Cosby's wife's best friend. And why does that matter, you ask? Because you already know who was showing up to the show. It wasn't Bill Cosby. It wasn't Bill Cosby. But it was his wife. Because of course, best friend gonna come see best friend live in action. So his wife get there, she watched the show. But of course, you know Miss Commitment gonna show up and show out in whatever she's in. So she's doing what she does. And the whole time, Bill Cosby's wife cannot take her eyes off Erika. So she get home and she get to talking to Bill. She like, yo, you got to go to this play. You got to see this girl. And we don't really know the ins and outs of how it happened. But one day, Erika got a phone call. And on said phone call, they said, can you be at Bill's house in a couple hours? She said, of course I can be at Bill's house in a couple hours. And don't think this is one of the type of stories. She had already said he ain't give her none of them special pudding pops or nothing like that. So this ain't that. But she gets there, casting director there. They said, hey, we already made a role for you. So basically, after all that auditioning, getting no after no after no after no, that's not even how she got the role. She committed so hard to the thing that she was already doing that she paved the way for the thing that she actually wanted. When I say her commitment needs to be documented, I mean just that. But if that wasn't enough, let's get to her third step. Now, Erika done got the role, she done played the role, and she done played the role well. But now the Cosby Show done wrapped up their last season. So she looking for another job. So her and her homegirl from the Cosby Show, they start auditioning. But they get to looking around, and they starting to notice that everybody who's getting the big roles, the best roles, they all rappers. So do you know what Miss Commitment did? Ask me. Ask me what Miss Commitment did after that. Erika started a gosh dang rap group. And not only did she start said rap group, the commitment went so hard they got signed. They laid down tracks and everything. She said, we gonna get these roles by any means necessary. Now, did it work out? No, it didn't. It fell through. It fell all the way through. And did it lead to her getting more roles? Also no. It didn't lead to them getting any big roles. But they committed. Honestly, that's that part. That's the part that we're gonna focus on. Because that's the part that's on brand for her. So so let's just go straight into that 4th step. Remember, she's still looking for her next big role. And she getting a little something here, a little something there, but it's not that role that she looking for. Like, she just came off the Cosby Show. This is one of the biggest shows in America at this point. So right now she looking for a heavy hitter. And her fourth step, she almost stopped herself from getting it. Because her fourth step was getting that heavy hitter. But the crazy part about it, that wasn't the one she wanted. She thought her heavy hitter was going to be this show called Mantis. Living Single was her second choice, but it became her first choice after she completely bombed that Mantis audition. She did so bad, one of the people was like, you just want to go, huh? And she was like, yeah, I'm head out. But she had a little redemption when she went the next day to go audition for Living Single. Because some of the people that was in charge of the Mantis audition was also in charge of the Living Single audition. And they casted her for the role. Because, of course, Erika was going to commit regardless. So she ate that audition up and she got the role. But the wildest part about that is her character almost wasn't even a character. The creator of the show, Yvette Lee Bowser, she wanted to be a lawyer and she wanted somebody like her on the show. So she created that role, but she got a lot of pushback. So the compromise was, so that she didn't have to completely take Erika's role out, was that she put her across the street and not in the apartments with the rest of the girls, or even upstairs like the boys was. But you already know Erika. Erika showed out so hard on them people said she still ended up being a main character. And she became the reason why a lot of black women started wanting to be lawyers. But what exactly did we learn? Her commitment is gonna eat up every time. She was dead set on something totally different just because she really liked sci-fi stuff. But in her committing anyway to something that was just a little less desirable for her at the moment, she ended up building up the community in ways she didn't even imagine. Because forget the career, she opened up our mindsets. We're not seeing too many of us that actually keep their personality. She went to work as a lawyer and also as herself. She didn't have to code switch, she didn't have to dim herself down, and she did her job, and she did her job well. And honestly, if you ask me, I still think we need more of that. But side note, that sci-fi show that she thought she wanted, it only lasted a season. So getting the role that she got actually worked out a lot better than she thought it would. But she still ain't give up on the sci-fi life. That was something that she was passionate about. She might not have got the show, but her taking her fifth step might have got her own sci-fi movie. Because after Living Single, she had a little bit more confidence to go with that commitment. And Living Single lasted a whole 5 seasons. But now, that's over. She said, bet, I'm ready to make my own movie. So her and her husband at the time, they went for it. And it took a little minute because she was working on it from like the 99s to the 2000s. But they finally got in front of the people that was supposed to make that dream come true. They get this meeting with these top execs, like president of the department that she needed type exec. And they get the pitching, and tell me why old boy stopped her mid-sentence. And he says, black people don't like science fiction. And mind you, at the time, this is when Will Smith is actively doing science fiction. But he said, yeah, because they don't see themselves in the future. And Erika looked at him like you remember the first time that you ever heard somebody just say something so undeniably racist that it just take you back a little bit? Like you're like, do they know that what they just said is the most racist thing I ever heard in my life? Or like, are they just that ignorant? And you know that they know. But at the same time, it's like, you're not even worth the trouble. Like, you're not worth it. I'm having a good day. So she just stopped. She said, yeah, no. Black people actually do see themselves in the future because we're the ones who built it. And they didn't really like that too much. So then she says, you know what? For us, the past is painful. The present is precarious, but our future is free. And that gave me chills. I said, oh, I just know everybody in there felt that. I know they still have supper with the grandkids thinking about that. But let's get back to it. And precarious means like uncertain. So she walk out with her head held high. Cause she like, all right, I'll show you. We gonna do it anyway. The film industry might not be rocking with us right now. But you know what? That's not the only place we see sci-fi. We just gonna make it a comic book. And her dude at the time, he did all the illustrations and her brother did all the writing and they put it out. And they took it to another exec that could actually see their vision for our future. And not only did Forbes say it was one of the best graphic novels in America, Erika took it a step further and made NFTs. But then she must have really started feeling it. She probably got to thinking like, you know what? How can I make sure that something like this never happens again for me or anybody else that look like me? So her sixth step, she starts her own company. Actually, sorry, scratch that. She starts her own media and tech company. So she met a guy named Ben when she was campaigning. She was campaigning for Hillary and he was campaigning for Barack, which honestly I just found so ironic because you would have thought it was the other way around, but that's neither here nor there. They both decided to come together and build Color Farm Media. And the goal was to reshape how black people are seen in media and in the culture, because some people only see boys in the hood when they see us, And that's a problem. So that's what they were passionate about changing. And she knew a lot about the media department, and he was a huge guy in tech. So it just worked out. But you can tell by every single one of the projects that they put out that they meant to do just that. Like, I've never seen somebody commit to anything the way that she does. I myself have had like a big problem with commitment. And not because of fear or anything like that, but because I always had the formula wrong. I was like, oh, my time management is messed up. Oh, maybe I just need another routine. Maybe I need to learn this skill to do this. Maybe I need to pay this person to do this. Like, I had this whole formula, but she is literally showing the only thing that you have to do is commit. Regardless, commit. That's it. Because when you fully commit to something, that means you're putting in the work. That means you're going to see it through by any means necessary. So by actually having that commitment, it leads to the follow through. Some people think if you got enough passion, it'll lead to commitment. Or if they offer enough money, it'll lead to commitment. Nothing leads to commitment but commitment. You either gonna commit or you not. And she keeps showing in every step that she's taking that commitment is the first step to anything. Anything that's gonna work out. Something so simple, like you just, I don't know if anybody else feel the way that I feel, but it's just like, you don't think it's that easy, but it is. It's just a decision to commit. But that's also why in no way, shape, or form did I expect her final step to be what it was. She had been in the game since she was 14. She built a name for herself, comic book series, NFTs, a company. She's done community outreach, been the sole reason for a lot of Black women being in law today. And she's probably one of the most amazing activists of this time because she does it subtle. It's not in your face, but it's in your face. And to me personally, I think that's how a lot of people learn. Cat Williams teach people every day doing comedy. So it's like, never mind. What I'm saying is, I got ADHD, y'all. Just bear with me. But what I'm saying is the list goes on and on. But do you know that entire time she never took the time to really accept herself and where she was in life? Like, all those accomplishments, all the people that she helping, all the things that she's done, like she never actually accepted herself. And the way that she finally got there, she's in her 40s and she goes to Venice. And she gets hypnotized because she just be doing stuff. So she was on a side quest and she got hypnotized. She was like, this ain't working, this ain't working, this ain't working, this ain't working, whatever. So she gets hypnotized, and after the hypnotism, the lady asked her, like, just something about being an actress. And she's like, yeah, like, basically, like, it's just, like, some little thing or whatever. So the lady was like, but haven't you been doing this for a long time? Like, you've been doing this a little minute. And she's like, yeah, I guess, So the lady was like, well, you're an actress. And she went to her car and cried so hard because that was the first time she had ever heard somebody say it like that. Like, she thought she was supposed to be like so much farther in life, like she wasn't who she was. I guess it just wasn't what society deemed successful or a successful career or even a real career. You tell somebody, oh yeah, I'm an actress, they look at you like, yeah. Unless you are somebody that they've actually seen in a movie or you like Tom Cruise or something. You tell somebody you're an actor or an actress and they just look at you like, okay, well, what's your real job? Or you already know when you tell somebody something that you're doing that's creative, they always ask, oh, so what's your plan B? Baby, this is plan B, C, and D. I got God backing me. I'm good. Like people don't understand how detrimental that might be to somebody because, mind you, she started at 14. She was in her 40s when she actually had that grand realization of something that if she had looked around at her life, she would have not only had the realization, but real genuine appreciation. Her goal was, because she was watching a lot of Jerry Lewis marathons, her goal was she was going to become a scientist and find a cure for muscular dystrophy. And don't get me wrong, muscular dystrophy is a problem amongst Americans. But that wasn't the way she was supposed to cure people. Even the way she's curing people now. Something as simple as dang on commitment. Like, you know how many Black women committed to being a lawyer because of her? How many people got their stories out because of her? One of her biggest projects was Finding Tamika. Finding Tamika was just Tamika helping people find Tamika. Tamika's spirit is who helped solve the case. Like, she was coming to people in dreams and everything. And what's so amazing about that project is it led to the Black and Missing Foundation. You know how many of us don't get found because we are Black and missing? But like the type of stuff that she has been a part of, it's like it's so much bigger than her. And her whole goal in life was to help. She just wanted to help. But that's how she thought she was gonna do it. But sometimes that's not how you're meant to help. Maybe you're just meant to share your gift. By sharing her gift and who she was and what she's passionate about, she's passionate about being an activist. You could see it all up and through whatever she do. That's how she helping people. You can see that she's passionate about the people in a way that's, if I'm being real, sometimes the people ain't passionate about the people. Like, we need more of her doing what she does. But if you let some versions of society tell it, she's just a college dropout that started acting. And I feel like that's probably how she saw herself up until that moment. But yeah, after 40 years of life, she finally took that last step. And honestly, that's not the problem. I don't care if it was 50 years, 60 years. It don't matter how long she took. It don't matter how she had to find out or how it had to happen. I'm just happy that she finally looked up and said, I'm an actress, and that's okay. Because if she looks at her accomplishments, she'll know why it's okay. But also, side note, Bennett College gave her an honorary doctorate. So now she's an actress with a degree. But also, knowing that it took her so long to accept herself and still have the level of commitment that she had, it made her level of commitment all the more admirable. I mean, dang, that she really committed regardless. Committing that hard is literally like somebody saying, I'm gonna eat chicken for the rest of my life, only chicken. And they don't even like meat. Like, yo, that level of commitment is not only admirable, it is aspirational. One thing about Comerica? Oh, I like that. Comerica. I don't know how that happened. Commit, Erika. I like it. I don't know. I like it. But the thing is, we saw her win some, we saw her lose some. But the thing that stayed intact the entire way through was her commitment. And that's why she always ended up coming out on top. But we got her what? Her what was that level of commitment, that diabolical level of commitment. Let's go deeper. Let's get to her why. So in her first step, what was her why? Her why, in my opinion, was her mom and her coach, because they saw her higher than she could see herself. So I want to implore you to think about who in your life is giving up that type of energy. And I mean the type of energy that you got $20 to your name and they see commas behind it. Her mom literally seen her do something years prior and said, I think you have enough talent to where I want you to see where this goes for you. And then we got her coach. The coach pumped up all the girls to audition and gave them all the tools that they needed to succeed in said audition. And she didn't just do one audition. She did 8 auditions and 4 screen tests. And I don't know what a screen test is, but she did 4 of them. And she got the role that pioneered the rest of her life. Having people that can actually see where you're going before you can even see where you're going and want to watch you succeed and have success. And they didn't do it because they wanted recognition or anything like that. They just did it. Like, having people like that is so important, especially today. But then let's get to her second step. Cosby Show. She was only able to commit the way that she did because she was able to stay open-minded. And that means being open to that thing that you want or that thing that you want to happen, coming to you or happening an entirely different way than you thought it would. Erika thought she was gonna get that show by auditioning like everybody else. But Erika ain't never been like everybody else. She was auditioning, not getting it. Auditioning, not getting it. She wondering, why do I keep auditioning and not getting this role? And it's because that's not the way she was supposed to get it. She stewarded over what she already had so well that what she wanted made room for her. Because she didn't just get a role. She got there and they had already made a role for her. Like, you can't tell me, like, some people are so blessed that even they can't mess up the things God got for them. Like, you can't tell me this is anything short of a miracle. One day she gets a random phone call and she gets there and leaves with a job. Like, you can't tell me you not seeing this. But whatever. Y'all don't hear me. Y'all just want to dance. So the Cosby Show end. Then her third step, she say, we gonna start a rap group. Why? Because she needed that. She was so committed to one thing that she said, I don't care if I need to do this thing to get that thing, but I'm going to do what I need to do to get what I want. She didn't care if they locked the front door. She said, I'm gonna go through the back. So what is it in your life that you care about that much? What is it in your life that you willing to say, I'll go through the back? I'm going to get this thing regardless. I'm going to get this job regardless. I'm going to put this out regardless. Because I promise you, once you identify it, your next steps going to start to reveal themselves to get exactly what that thing is that you want. But then number 4, this one, she got that big role that she was looking for. She thought she knew, but she had no idea. She just knew she was about to get that superhero role. But that wasn't the show that was going to take her where she needed to be. Right now, literally right now, today, she has a very successful podcast based off that same show that she did over 20 years ago. So don't count nothing out just because it don't look like what you think it's supposed to look like, or it's not what you think it should be at the moment. Because her thought process was, 1, I like sci-fi. And then 2, she was like, I don't want to be stuck doing the same things. She wanted to expand her horizons. And she wanted a show that could do more for her or more for her career. But the show she thought she wanted wasn't the show that pioneered all the successes that she had later on down the line. It was a show that she could have possibly missed out on. That's the reason why people like Jordan Peele called her by name to be in his movie. So just don't be your own victim by thinking you know better. Because you might think you know, but you have no idea. But then let's go to her 5th step. Her 5th step was the comic book. And why she was able to be so committed was because she didn't give up. She had that idea for a reason. She had an idea for a movie, but she had people telling her that it would never work out. But she wasn't just about to give up, she did it anyway. So you can't let other people's opinions be louder than your own. That man said, Black people don't like science fiction. She said, nah, I'm obviously with the opposition. I'll see my way out. Especially because have you seen the anime community? And mind you, they got Comic-Con every year. You know how many Black people is at Comic-Con every year? Dressed up in full gear at that. And Black people don't like sci-fi? Don't piss me off. The thing is, she wasn't giving up on her vision. She said, you know what? You don't believe in my vision? Ain't no pressure, baby. Just make sure you enjoy the show. Because by then, you're going to have to watch it from a distance. But I'm just in love with the fact that she did it anyway. She said, okay, I'll just pivot a little bit. This team don't believe in me. This team will. But even the beauty in the way that she pivoted, she said, you know what? We could turn this movie into a comic book. Literally, that is the embodiment of not giving up. She said, I don't care how I need to put this thing out, but this will get out. That means if you don't have the right equipment, if you ain't got the money right now, if all you got is your phone, if you don't want to reveal your face, you could still do that. You know how many people faceless? And even if it's not social media, you want that job, go and get that job. I don't care if you even qualify for that job, apply. Half those people there aren't qualified for that job. I don't care what it is. What do you like? You like pickleball? Go to that park and go talk to them pickleball people until they let you play. Don't give up. It don't matter what it is. Don't give up. Don't doubt your vision. Don't get discouraged. People might laugh at you. People might talk down on you. People might talk crazy on your name. And it's okay. Because you're going to put that thing out anyway. You're going to do that thing anyway. You're going to go that place anyway. The word here is regardless. How is she able to commit so well? Because she committed regardless. So if she don't teach you nothing else, please let her teach you to not give up. Because you might be so much closer to the finish line than you think you are. Because then you could show out like she did in her 6th step. In her 6th step, she made a lane for people. She did exactly what this podcast is built for. To help people not have to go through the same trials and tribulations of everybody else. She knows how hard it is in that industry. And she knows how hard it is in the industry for Black people. And let's not forget, she's a dark-skinned woman. That alone just made the journey at least 10 times harder. So now she's created an entire lane that says, you ain't never gotta go through what I had to go through the way I had to go through it. You wanna put a comic out? I can put that comic out. If I can't put that comic out, I know somebody who can put that comic out. And they don't have to deal with somebody down in their dreams or discouraging them or talking to them in the most racist way possible. Like, Black people don't like in front of Black people is the Black people were pitching. God. Anyway, she created a lane so that other people can get where she got faster. They got the right tech, they got the media, they got the connections. She ain't gotta pitch movies and ideas to people who only religion is money no more. Just in hopes that they see her vision too. So you probably had to pull yourself up by your bootstraps to get everything you got. You probably had to crawl your way through every step. Help somebody be able to run up all them steps you had to crawl. She found the formula. How do you get more beautiful Black faces seen and seen in a better light at that? You create the path for them to be able to. So even if you can't start a whole company right now, when you get to the place that you're trying to be, reach back down and pull up somebody else. Because remember, those people were people that were just like you when you started out. But then we get to that last step. The one that genuinely set her free. She just accepted herself. She accepted herself as an actress. She accepted herself as a 40-year-old actress. She accepted herself as a black woman 40-year-old actress. She accepted where she was at in life, who she was, what she's done. She just accepted herself. In all of its entirety, she accepted herself. So my challenge to you is to try to do it in 90 days. That's my challenge. See where you at. See how you got there. The good, the bad, and the ugly. And accept it. That's it. Accept it. Because the only way that you can move forward or move better is by accepting where you currently are right now. And it don't matter where that is. And nobody can do that for you. You gotta do that yourself. You where you at for a reason. Examine it, accept it, and then move forward from it. Like, you don't have to have everything in your life figured out by tomorrow. Take a breath. Take a breath. Take a chill pill and take a breath. Just in through the nose, out through the mouth. You feel that? You're breathing. That is all you have to do today. And let that be enough for right now. Because life already got hands, and it ain't no sense in you beating yourself up too. So it's okay if you're not where you want to be right now. Half the time, Erika wasn't where she wanted to be either. But she always still ended up exactly where she was supposed to be. So today, chill out. But if you've already passed that last step, and if you already have accepted yourself and accepted where you are in life, let's get to that commitment, baby. Let's get to that commitment. Find that thing that you've been wanting to commit to and go 10 times harder than Erika did. Meaning, you might be where you want to be by tomorrow, honestly, because Erika ain't play no games. But regardless of where you start and when you start, make sure you commit. Make sure the next steps to your story gonna be epic. But if you resonated with her story at all and you want to learn a little bit more, I'm gonna put some of her stuff in the description so you can go down whatever rabbit hole that you need to go down. But regardless of anything, I pray that you learned at least one thing from her story so that your story could go a little bit smoother. And I'll see y'all Saturday if y'all slide in a Bible study or whatever, if that's your thing. But also, I'll just see y'all Tuesday if it's not really your vibe. But I love y'all, and I bet not see y'all beating yourselves up. Go get started. You don't want to get started right now. Go take a little nap. Go have a good day. But I love y'all, and I pray that y'all have an amazing week of committing regardless. But thank you for watching, and I hope y'all like, comment, share, whatever it is. Don't forget to eat something today. Peace.